House Democrats planning an impeachment vote for Wednesday. But will the GOP ever hold this president accountable for his actions? Will they? Joining me now is Congresswoman Mace from South Carolina. Congresswoman, it's good to see you again. Thank you so much for joining.
Good evening.
And again, I'm so happy that you are safe. Really are. So you're speaking out against what the president did, but you're also asking President-elect Biden to step in and stop the impeachment efforts against President Trump. Why is that, Congresswoman?
Well, I mean, the House of Representatives, the House has every right to impeach the President of the United States, but he's going to be gone in a week's time. When the House, not really if, it's really just a matter of when this is voted on, when the House sends articles of impeachment over, the Senate's not even going to get them until January 19th. And on January 20th is when Joe Biden will be sworn in as president. And I do believe that this is going to distract from us trying to rebuild our country. We need a fresh start. We need a peaceful start. And as you mentioned earlier on the program, there are threats of violence. It sounds like January 17th is a potential day, but also I really worry about the inauguration as well. And if a rushed partisan impeachment effort over the next few days causes more division, it's like throwing gasoline on the fire. And I don't think anybody wants 100 more days of Trump. We don't want it to be continued. I think we all want this to be over. We want the era of Trump to be over, and we want to move on. There is a bipartisan and bicameral effort that I'm hearing of. In fact, while we were on the commercial break, I just received another copy of a different censure document that is being supported by Republicans and Democrats. There are multiple documents floating around, but the question is, will the Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, allow a censure to be voted on in the House of Representatives this week? And we're being told no.
So you
that
think
is a bipartisan
you think
effort.
the accountability would be a censure instead of impeachment? Because people,
yes,
you can understand Americans want accountability, and that includes a heck of a lot of Republicans in the country as well.
It does, and I've been a very strong, as you know, very vocal and very outspoken against members of my own party. I think it's really important that we acknowledge the problem, that we take responsibility for the problem, and we find solutions. And I'm willing to work across the aisle. I want to have a fresh start on January 20th. I will work with the Biden administration and ways to do that. There are a lot of mixed feelings about a rushed and partisan impeachment, what that means to due process and the Constitution, the same reasons that we all voted to affirm and certify the Electoral College. There are questions about rushing an impeachment without due process. And so the Constitution is our guiding principle, but there are folks both in the Senate and in the House, Republicans and Democrats, who are trying to find a bipartisan measure, but we're hearing that the Speaker won't take it up. That's the problem with this. I think people are tired of the partisanship. This is a time to work together. I really and truly believe that.
Okay, so speaking of, a lot of Republicans are calling for unity. But who exactly are Democrats supposed to unify with? The terrorists who stormed the Capitol, the Republicans who stoked the election fraud lie? So where does a unity come in, Congresswoman?
Well, I think it comes in with the people who are willing to work together, to find places to work together. It's Republicans that are saying this is wrong, and there are a number of us, and so we have denounced this. We need to do more, and I've taken it upon myself to even take it up with members of my own party. I didn't know what QAnon really was before last Wednesday, and I've spent a lot of time over the last week educating myself, and it is insane. And when I look at what we did in the chamber, after the violence, after the anarchy on Wednesday night, that we allowed QAnon conspiracy theorists to lead us on this charade to try to object and overturn the results of the Electoral College, I'm baffled, I'm disappointed, I'm sad, and I'm angry over it. And I'm doing as much as I can to hold myself, my colleagues, my party accountable. It's really important that we acknowledge what's happened here, and that we don't deny that fact, and we try to work together to move forward.
Listen, you don't need my advice because you're a grown woman, but I will tell you, and obviously you're in you don't need my advice, but don't change. Continue to go on every single network and continue to be the voice of reason that you are. And I really love that you come on and you are very candid and you take tough questions. And I have to say,
I'm happy to.
People will say, it seems like the calls for unity always go one way, okay? That's what people are saying. Shouldn't it be on you and other reasonable Republicans like you to show that a president cannot incite a mob that wants to kill his own vice president and get off scot-free, Congresswoman?
Yeah, we all want to have him be held accountable, but I also want the people, not just the president. You read the transcripts, you watch the videos of the speeches. I understand a member of my party was live tweeting location information of other members of Congress. I mean, this is very problematic, and we have to admit and take responsibility for it. And I take it personally because I am a member of Congress. I had to send my kids home last week early. And thank God that they weren't there to witness what happened. But I worry about my children's future. I worry about my country, and I want to do what's right. But it is incumbent upon us as Republicans and also Democrats, when they see a Republican who's saying, "Hey, let's work together. Let's try and do something." They do reach out. And I have heard from Democrats this week. I've heard from Republicans who all feel the same way. I'm still hopeful, but it's going to take a hell of a lot of work to get there.
I am very grateful that you continue to come on. And we don't always have to agree or whatever. That's the whole point of it, right? Isn't it? That's the whole point of it. So thank you. You be safe.
The American experiment, Don. You can agree to disagree as long as we're not attacking each other.
Thank you. I agree 155%.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.